Right now, a Nigerian show business couple, entertainers, television personalities, and entrepreneurs, professionally known as T.W.O. Welcome with us, Tunde and Wunmi Obe in the building.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good to have you both. So this whole week, we've been celebrating Valentine's.
Okay.
And we've had couples on the set, different people just come and share their stories of how they are maintaining the flame.
I think I caught Shehu and his wife.
Yes, and we had a few people also during the week. So just thought, you know what, let us, grand finale today, let's have somebody who is in the entertainment industry and also be there for years, and both of you are still a couple.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to find that, especially in your industry. And it was just important for us to just have a conversation with you. How you doing?
You're fine. Great
to have you guys back.
Great to be with you.
So let's talk about love. First, what did you guys do for Valentine's Day, Wednesday? Don't tell me you didn't do anything. No.
Any outing?
She's turning like, what happened? What is going on? Is that old school for you?
See,
Is it
when you get to a certain age, it's not about the hustle.
Wow. I know, right? So that's the reality of life.
Yeah, and you
But
know...
I still got her a gift.
You got a gift and you're still complaining.
Well done, sir. You said we would
Okay,
go.
okay.
We didn't go, and I'm not complaining, really.
Okay.
I'm not complaining.
So, but you got a gift.
Yeah, I got a gift for him.
for him or from him?
From him.
Give him something?
That's the cool.
You received Valentine. You did not do Valentine.
I thought I ain't bad past that. Better late than never.
Anything can still happen.
Yeah, still happen. For us, every day is Valentine's Day.
Yes. So I loved the fact that we've actually had, this is our third couple, and the first, Shehu was of the opinion that we don't do Valentine, I give gifts anytime I want to give. The second, well, we do Valentine, and here we have a case of, see, life happens, and I think it's a very healthy balance that life is lifing, and it doesn't mean that marriage is over.
I think it depends on what stage your marriage is in. We've been together, this year is 36 years as friends, married for 26, so we've done a lot of Valentines. In fact, in the early days, we used to have an event every year, called Cupid's Ball. So
yes, remember, we used to wear white.
We've done it and done it and done it. But
you are now it. Yeah. So let me ask the question in this way. Some people are watching you right now and they're wondering, 36 years, how? How? Like, how did you survive 36 years with the same person?
Journey.
Give us more tips, sir.
Yes.
Well, no one said it would be easy. No one, and it isn't. And it can never be for anyone. Because, two separate individuals with different tastes and different ambitions and all, dreams and aspirations before you even meet. And then you have to come together and synergize, so to speak. There will be clashes. There will be clashes, things that you would eventually tell yourself that, you would tell yourself along the way that I didn't sign up for this. Like, what did I just get myself into? So you get to that stage and, at the end of the day, it's about, what does this person mean to me? Is he or she worth fighting for? So you can either give up and say, no, this is not my dream union, no. Or you can tell yourself that it can't be perfect. But how can you, if you want it badly enough, what do you do? What are you willing to do to keep your union? Because easily it can fall apart like that.
So recently, a pastor, somebody was speaking and said, it's more dangerous to marry women who are comfortably on their own, comfortably living on their own already. They can't stand...
Independent.
They're independent women. They can't stand so many things in marriage. And you just said, how much do you want it enough to fight for it? And, he balances that idea for me. Some people don't want it at all. They just want the idea of being a missus. They don't know what it means to be married. How much would you say a person would want it? How are you ready to be married? How do you know you want to be in a marriage?
Okay, like when I say how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to be with this
That person.
particular person? If you marry for the wrong reasons, for instance, let's say you marry for money or because there's peer pressure, family pressure, societal pressure, and all of that, you'll probably end up going for someone, maybe the first person that asks you or something. You're not very picky because at that time you just want to be a missus at all costs. At the end of the day, you don't want it that, but you don't want to stay married that badly because I don't even love the person anyway. But if this person compliments you well and you know that you're very compatible, this person makes you truly happy, you probably will fight for that union. So that is what I mean when I say how badly do you want it.
I need to add something?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he wanted to add something.
Okay.
Well, later in marriage, it becomes more about, I don't know how to put it. You know, the butterflies start at the beginning and then all that lovey-dovey, then now it ends up becoming, this is my person. When you can tell yourself, look at your husband or your wife and say, this is my person, then you are good to go.
You're good to go. Now, do you do anything deliberately to keep the fire burning? Because I understand that in marriage, especially marriage as long as yours now, at some point, butterfly would have disappeared. Some other things would have disappeared. There's a lot of sea finish. And sometimes you're just like brother and sister. Now, is there anything you deliberately do to just keep that fire of intimacy, passion, you know, keep it ignited and keep it running?
Well, it's important to always make, at least for me, to make the other person feel wanted. You know, I still try to chase her around. I'm still always in her space. I run away, I come back, you know. But I think the most important thing when you get to a certain stage in your marriage is to give each other some space sometimes and allow each other to just be, you know, individuals. Because if you don't do that, if you're too much in somebody's space and choking the person, those are the things that make people want to go their separate ways.
I was going to say a few questions in my head. I don't know which one to say to go with first. But were there deal breakers for you? It's 36 years. Were there things that, okay, if he does this or if she does this, I'm done. It's over.
Well, he hasn't done those yet.
But you have deal breakers.
But there would be deal breakers. Yeah, there would be deal breakers.
Getting physical, maybe?
That is a sure deal breaker. That is, if you don't put your hand on me, you know, and hey, that one, there's no
compromise.
There's no coming back from that. There's no sorry, I won't do it again, and then you wait. No, there's not. Once is enough.
So, sorry to add again. I'm sorry. There's another question that was in my head. I don't want to forget all those questions. I'll probably write them down. But I know that you come from a very big family, a Aboderin family, and he was a musician back then also. There was a lot of coming together and telling you against the world that, you know what, whether you guys like it or not, I'm with this man, I'm with this girl, we're going to do this. 36 years over, looking back, was it worth it? Or do you think like, oh, maybe I should have just gone to find one Harvard guy, you know, that daddy will be proud of, or no, you know what? Or, like, do you think 36 years, like, it was worth the initial stress you could have possibly had of getting married to somebody in the entertainment industry?
Well, yeah, for me, the most important thing is how that person makes you feel. It doesn't matter where the person's schooled, where it's from, what the person's family background is like or anything. We did click. I mean, we met in school anyway. So we kind of like started off on the same footing, on the same level and everything. And we grew together. And so for me, it's so far, as long as there's encouragement from the side, as long as each person can be the other person's cheerleader, number one cheerleader, always encouraging you to be the very best that you can be. For me, and you know.
I'm trying to imagine how your house usually is, because you're both, well, what we see online or on TV before was that he's always funny. You always have this different voice thing that you do that I remember right now. Like, I can imagine all the voices that you usually do. How is it at home? Like,
when you go to the home part, sorry, I wanted him to also answer the question because I know you're also from a wealthy family. How was
the influence of powerful families?
Yeah, so that's the question. That was the question. The influence of powerful, marrying somebody, the publisher's child, and you're like, what was all that drama?
If I remember correctly, that was on the basis we clicked initially. In '88, when we first became friends, we used to talk a lot, and we both came from her father had passed, so had mine. And we both had a lifestyle change after our fathers passed. Like we kind of dropped in status.
Right.
And we also had these friends who were no longer friends because your father wasn't alive.
Connected on that level.
We just connected on that level, like, oh, okay, you've been through that as well. And, okay, no problem. We're going to build our own empire.
Amazing.
Love it.
That's so cool.
The family.
So yeah, family. How is it with? How do you bring in the comic feel into? Do you have the comic feel, or is this like, oh, this is our life on camera? When we are home, we are
A little
serious
very quiet
people.
and
Yes.
There's no day we don't laugh. There's no day we
We're
don't
probably
laugh.
worse at home. Here, we play, on cameras, we play it down. We really downplay it.
Oh, wow.
99% of our jokes are not for TV.
I believe that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I would like to ask about finances, because I know you guys built an empire together, you joined forces. We know the two brands, Tunde and Wunmi Obe brand, and I'm wondering, money no cost fight? Because we see some celebrities these days, couples that can't continue, for marriages break just because of that. And I'm wondering, how did you do that? Did you ever have such instances?
How did you resolve
and how did you
spending
resolve
pattern challenges?
I think we need to thank God that we started from ground zero. We started together, and we didn't have much at the beginning. People might find it hard to believe, but there's a lot of family dynamics involved in our lives as well. So as things became better, I mean, we've never had any quarrel about money. I can't remember. Have we? Never.
Wow.
Money has never, ever, ever.
Seriously?
Never.
Wow.
Been an issue.
It just is
But I
what
can
it is.
remember.
It's because it's not like for instance, I'm not expecting that. You couldn't buy me that thing because I need you to buy me that thing or get me that thing. Everything we do is always channeled towards family.
No, let me ask the question
How
like
do you
this.
share the
that you have a you have a common purse, right? Do you have a common purse? Not necessarily. Okay. So there's a bit of because we've heard a story about some celebrities saying that he was spending so much.
Or you took my money.
Or you took my money, or you spent my money.
Well, at the time when the band was very active, the band, we were always on stage, we had an account, a corporate account, that we're both signatories to. So, I mean, it's just a matter of this is what we need to do, this is what we need to do. And I think a lot of people don't even really understand one thing. Anytime we make money, we share it 50-50.
Wow.
I don't take more than her. Never.
Interesting.
Sweet.
So maybe a lot of people will learn from that. I don't. I'm the man.
I work just as hard, so
Was my song
They are
idea.
confirming the story.
yeah.
It's not. It's the truth.
I know go grease.
There's nothing to lie about. There's no
We're seeing her.
50. I take 50. She takes 50.
Oh.
And the way we run our home is such that, as a man, I believe, before we had our own our own place, when we were still coming up, I believe a man should pay the rent and do certain things. And she also always supports.
So you mean in that
We don't even discuss
50-50,
You will still pay rent.
you're still the chief responsibility officer for the house?
Exactly.
But I do my own
support.
stuff.
She
You
does,
support.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's how it should be. Like, I see the way I'm blushing.
You know, I think Wunmi is a very unique person. She's extremely, when you say a wife is a helper, that's what she is. She just looks at it. She knows I'm a very shy person when it comes to money, so I don't discuss it. He needs help here. She'll just do it. Oh, sweetheart, by the way, I gave this guy, I sorted this side, and that's it. And, oh, thank you. And we move on.
You never felt like he was a
Ask
comfort
question. You're not the only one
Novice.
sitting here. So I want to know how, what your fight language is, how you resolve issues.
Conflict resolution.
Sometimes couples have different, just the way we have our different love languages, they have their different fight languages. Some people want to be left alone. Some people want to have that conversation now.
It out.
How did you both start, and how have you now agreed to, or what you have agreed that works for you?
I think we're both talk it out people.
Yes.
We talk it out.
Sometimes, like for instance, I may see him, maybe he's not happy about something. I don't know what it is. And he's not saying it. I'll be like, I'll just remove myself from that space. Like, okay, there's bad energy in the air or there's negative vibes in the air. So I just remove myself from that space until
He's ready.
such and such, yeah.
He's ready. Same with you?
Yeah, you see, we have this thing. We've agreed that we are both educated enough not to use negative language
Oh, yeah.
when we're discussing or having any kind of conversation with ourselves.
Amazing.
Stupid, yeah, all those kind of insults never come up. So when I'm angry or when I'm very upset and I don't trust myself to express myself, in a way that is civil, I stay away for some time. But she knows because I'm always disturbing her. I'm kind of the kind of person that's always joking and laughing, So if I stop talking, because then she knows, okay, it's something wrong. Let me give him some space.
But I don't know what it is. I mean, not
But
all
you
it is,
respect him enough to say when he's ready,
something is wrong.
he will talk about it. That's good. I hear a lot of
You
mutual
guys are
respect.
always in public. And if it was happening in public, is there a code that you people used to tell you?
There a look.
There's a look.
Yeah, uncle.
Is there a look?
Sign language.
You have sign
We
language.
had that in public before.
Maybe when we were younger, Wunmi is very bubbly. But as she's getting older now,
Calming down.
calming down.
I can feel
I'm missing the bubble. I'm missing it too. I'm missing her bubble.
Many years ago, Wunmi is all over everybody, and sometimes I'm like, calm down, calm down, so she gets
But let's discuss growing older together. 36 years. There are multiple seasons in a woman's life.
Yes, sir.
Even me right now, I'm not understanding myself. And I'm totally different. I married in my 20s as well. Like you're different in your 20s, you're different in your 30s. You're different when you're giving birth, you're different when the children are in secondary school. It's a different experience in university. How has the changes, and I'll start with you because I know it's more, women tend to be more expressive with the changes in our lives. How has it been relating with her in those different seasons? Sometimes are you just looking at her like,
Initially, I didn't used to understand it. I'll think, oh, maybe she's done. Because she's just done. She's tired. Because sometimes I tell myself, like, I'm happy. But is she happy? Sometimes you wonder. It's been so long, so many years, and you just wonder, is she bored?
oh.
So I don't know. So sometimes when she starts to, but after a while I started understanding it, that everything was coming with age. When she turned 40, there was something she did. I don't want to talk about it here.
Maybe she will say it by herself.
When she turned 50,
There was another thing.
then you just see that she'll say no, this, and you'll be like, what's going on? But I think if you love somebody enough, you work with them. Because if I throw my tantrums as well, she understands. Okay,
Like to hear your own,
Yes.
own version of this.
What did you do at 40?
Give us gist.
Well, not really like that, but one of the first things that happened was that when I was turning 40, the question to myself came up, what do you have to show for that period up till now? Like, first of all, for your entire life, then you now ask yourself, from when I got married till now, what do I have to show for my life? You find that at a point, like all these years, all I've done is be a wife and mother. I go to school, I get talents, there are things, so many things, and I ask myself that I've not achieved any of this. Or you start to question everything, and then you grow angry, bitter, resentful, hurt. So many emotions come about, and you now start. Initially you'll be like, no, can't continue like this, can't continue like this. By the time 50 came, it was like, right.
I'm done.
It's my way or the highway. That was it. It was like, if I'm not going to, if I don't, I'm doing me now. And if I don't, otherwise, I'm done. I have to do me because I've paid my dues. I have done everybody else but myself all these years. It's time to look out for number one. So those phases, I'm thinking this to myself, but hey, you can imagine the way I was expressing it.
But what would you have done if you had said, okay, the highway?
Like, we're not doing...
I'm not doing you.
But
Highway,
there's
no,
love now.
The way you were, where I was at.
It was the highway.
Highway, no. Where I was at,
I can almost relate. And the reason why I say I can relate, because I'm happy that we're having this conversation. Lots of women I'm 43 years old. And I'm getting to that point where I'm asking some hard questions to myself, and I'm asking myself tough questions. My husband is asking me, "Are you happy?" He keeps asking me that question. Are you happy? Because you come to me, he's like, "Are you
Is there a
happy?"
club they go for that class?
He keeps asking, and I'm like, "Leave me, I'm okay." But in my heart, I'm like, "Wait, there's something."
Yeah.
So I'm happy that you're
It's
saying
because
this.
he started maybe seeing some changes in you.
Yes, he will be talking, and he still feel like he's talking like a radio, like I'm not listening, like I'm
Seeing some
blank.
changes. It's like
Not
maybe you're
listening.
looking, because women always tend to be some. I mean, you know, some. I think this is my logic. I might be wrong. I think women who are in very, very stable marriages, maybe they have it so easy. That's what I think. Because I think some women have so much stress in their marriage that they don't even have time to start thinking, oh, is
they are
he
fulfilled or
doing me? I'm telling you, because he doesn't even have your time. It's when you have a man that has your time.
But sir,
I agree with you.
see,
That's what you're saying.
genuinely.
So, yeah, you're new.
That's what he's saying.
I think it's both ways. So I get this question every time: are you happy? Are you like? Do you want to really know? Because it is. I think the emotions, the thoughts. I don't know where they're coming from. They're just from my feet
They're
all the way to
hormonal.
my head.
Yeah, it's hormonal.
They didn't-
We must acknowledge their
Do you
hormonal.
realize that as women change and their attitude changes in the marriage, that some husbands don't even notice?
That's the worst one.
people are
God
married
forbid.
to
I don't want to experience that.
Some people are married to men who don't even
pay
notice.
attention.
They don't pay attention to you.
Wow, that's horrible.
You can be sulking, you can be moving. He's doing his own
But you see,
thing.
I think we
You'll
should
be
talk.
going through that on your own.
What you said.
But your husband asks you, are you okay? Are you okay? It's because he's watching, he's
involved.
connected. He's,
Yeah, but you see,
know,
I want to go back to
you
what
are
you
lucky.
said.
That's
Is it
their
that
fault.
we are spoilt? Because let's think about it. A woman who is having a man that's not coming home, that is actually either having a side chick spending money that is stressing you. You won't worry about all these things that we're worried about.
still worry.
Your
You will still worry.
Your attention will be different.
Statistically,
Come on.
Nigeria don't have statistics, but global statistics show that women apply divorce in 40s and above women come mostly from the women.
Yes.
So something happens hormonally to
Hormonally,
women
yeah.
in their 40s.
It's been biologically
and
explained.
it is important that
of
we
awareness.
share that information and men are aware that,
Right.
yes, women get discontent above 40,
40, that's
and
the-
most of them file for divorce. They're not in
And the
happy marriages.
discontentment
If you
comes
did not
from-
ask that question, divorce
From
will
the
have happened.
discontentment comes from the fact that you feel
Making
what you said.
sacrifices.
We have made sacrifices, and you're thinking, okay, what is
what's to
it?
show for this?
You see other people that are doing flourishing.
You're also losing estrogen. So what that does is that's your laxity to accommodate
It's gone.
Body.
is going gradually. So now
can't take
things
it
get
anymore.
at you. Now you're acting like the man the way he used to act before. Because as you get older as a woman, you're becoming the man.
Yeah.
You're very right.
So that's what happens.
Hormonal.
Now I like the fact that you mentioned that because you are paying attention, we are blessed with good marriages, and that's why you will see them still standing strong after those phases. If you happen to be in a home where they are not paying attention to you, at some point, if you are financially empowered, you carry your bag and the marriage
Yeah.
collapses, and you cannot even explain
Why?
the
Right.
marriage has
A lot of
collapsed.
people can't.
Yes.
I will be
So-
like, I didn't do anything.
exactly. They never do anything.
You know, his thinking will be that she's found somebody else.
But can you tell us how you managed
Those
seasons?
phases.
So that you can help some men watching right now and wondering.
If I must be honest, I always try to be. I thought the end of the marriage had come, but I didn't want it to be me.
Let it be her.
Yeah, I wanted it to be her. So let her make up her mind that she's done, and that I've said, okay, can we be friends for the kids? And going forward, how do we do this? Because we have so many things together.
How did you manage your emotions at the time? How did you feel exactly? Did you feel like you had failed her?
I think I was having a few too many shots of brandy at that period. I'm a loner.
Naturally.
So I don't really have friends like that. I have a lot of people I relate with, but I don't open up to people. I'm not that kind of
Men
person
hardly.
that sit down and begin to discuss my wife. I don't think apart from one person who's much older than me, who was my friend, that I've ever discussed my wife with. I've never discussed my wife with anybody. So it becomes a time when you're quite lonely as a person, because you want to be happy. But she doesn't seem happy, and it's like nothing you do seems to work. At that
How did you
time,
now
she's
get out
just
of-
like,
How did
Were
you
you
get
still
out
in
of that
it?
season?
And most of the time, first of all, their first thought is that you are seeing someone else.
Oh, wow.
So there's that There's that thing that they will think that there's got to be somebody else. And I'm saying, so I once said it too. I said, you men are just overrated. You're not feeling cool. It doesn't have to be someone else. I want to be with me. I want, you know, I need my time, my space. I want to look out for me. I want to love me.
Yeah,
you know,
self-love.
Self-love. That's what it is about. Sometimes you want your space. You just want to be by yourself and reflect on your whole life. Okay,
I think the secret to helping a woman get over that period is to always still make her feel, I love you. And then leave her alone.
Give her
Sometimes
space.
it's not enough, Abby.
Love her and give her
I love
space.
you. When they say I love you,
No.
it's not
It
enough.
might not be, but when he leaves, you will think about it, that this man loves me. Because you know, I mean, it got to a point, she had to be honest with herself and says, no, I'm being a jerk. You must have come to some...
Because at the point
Realization, yeah.
This is not cool.
Okay, let me move the conversation a bit to parenting, because I know raising kids, 36 years, you should be grandparents
There are
by
men
now.
and women now.
Wow. 36, come on, you're grandchildren.
25 marriages.
26. No, 20, I was 36.
Married,
So,
friendship.
We've been together for...
yeah. So how has it been raising children, especially together, coming from, yes, you say you had similar backgrounds, but how was it, especially when you have knowledge, you're thinking, one is reading about parenting, one is like, I don't care, I'm going to do how my father taught me. How did you merge both your experiences in raising these children?
Well, first of all, on my own side, and I think maybe for both of us, initially, you know, when you become parents at first, you tell yourself that I'm going to raise my child like this because I was raised like this and I didn't die. I'm going to throw my child in that body house. If the child gets bullied, so be it, because I was bullied and I only came out stronger. Our Gen Z of today, our children are Gen Z.
They can't deal.
They can't deal. In our time, there was no such thing as mental illness and depression.
They have it now.
They have it now. Just shout at them or tell them or scold them for coming home with bad grades. They go into depression. I've known of students who have actually committed suicide just because they were berated for coming home with bad grades, you know? They can't deal with it. Me, us at home, we know we'll be dodging them. We know we're always strategizing. Nowadays, we had resilience. We were rugged, you know, back in our time. So that was one of the things we had to learn along the way. We thought we were doing the right thing by raising them the way we were raised. And like, what is there? Why can't you handle this? Then with time, we began to realize that we're just in a new era. In our time, there was no social media. There was no internet, really. So we were seeing each other face to face, relating with each other face to face. Not having people online who are giving them audio vibes as how a perfection should be. You know, putting themselves out there with filters and Photoshop and all that, and
making them uncomfortable with
going to
themselves.
pose in front of someone else's property and saying you just bought a house or a car or something, and then you that you're watching, you start getting depressed. That what am I doing wrong?
Well, I'd like to see, did you ever disagree on how to scold, correct, or
Punish.
you know, punish or your child? Your children?
Who's the good cop? And the bad cop?
I guess we had our own styles, our own ways. I got to know the Gen Z factor faster than he did. So I was starting to understand. Before it was like, is it don't spare the rod and don't spare the rod and spoil the child. Yeah, that's how it was. But then as time went on, we just realized that, you know, sometimes these people just need to be talked to in a firm manner and a way that they would understand. All this, in my days, I used to this. It
doesn't work.
They use it as mockery now. They say, you know, Mommy will say, Daddy will say. You know, they will be using it as their private jokes, like in my days. They don't like hearing things like that. It's like, hey, that was your day now. Why must I? Okay, you say you used to trek to school from Kine because there was no... So therefore, I should trek.
My thinking was that as a father, and the way we were brought up as well, it's not a popularity contest. I'm not your friend. I'm your father. I love you. I can take a bullet for you, but I am not your friend. I want you to do well. And that is my only goal in life, is to make sure that you're okay. But I started to bend.
You have to bend.
On the other hand, I am your friend. I'm your mother. but I'm also your friend. I want you to be able to tell me anything.
Yeah. So, but that's a good balance.
That's a good
Someone
balance.
to always come back, come.
But
to
as a friend, do you
worries.
keep their secrets from daddy? Because sometimes they want to tell you, but they don't.
She does, oh, she does.
Yeah, absolutely.
She gets quiet.
Yeah, because I know what he can handle and what he can't. And I know some things that if I tell him that, no, this is not going to go down the right way. But because I understand
Yeah,
how they're thinking, yes.
You can always tell him later when it has blown. Yes.
Yes.
So we have to wrap up very soon because we have, it's Valentine's and we're celebrating all our couples and thanking you so much. In a few minutes, we'll be wrapping up the show. But I have to bring in a small token from the ladies of your view to say thank you for coming. I'd like to call in Royal Hug Surprises to bring in the gifts for our guests.
Oh, that's sweet.
Royal Hugs, please. Woo, woo, woo. Come in and let's celebrate our guests.
So I'm getting the Valentine treat. This time.
She'll do it later.
So that is no, she's giving
We get the saxophone.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We just wanted to celebrate you and wish you a happy Valentine for coming to join us. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate you sharing your love story with us, sharing lessons. Nigerians, we've learned from you. Even we have learned from you today and understand that, you know, it takes two to come together, to choose to work together. Thank you so much. Any final words?
No, we just appreciate you.
Thank you.
All of your gifts that you shared with the world at the time we were growing up. We looked up to you. We are happy that you're still there as a model for a lot of people out there.
It's now our turn to watch you guys.
Thank you so much.
We're watching you, and you guys are doing how do I put it? Exceptionally well.
Thank you. So I have to thank Blesses Art again for our studio. Thanks to Vento Furniture for our furniture, the rug. Don't worry, next week we'll bring you back our table because we love this, but we can't keep it. But Vento, thank you so much for being such a fantastic sponsor and support of this week's Valentine. Also, thanks to Royal Hug Surprises. Thank you for the lovely gifts you've given to our guests all week long. And today was Tolu Lamidi's birthday. We forgot to greet her.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Tolu.
Tolu Lamidi. God bless you. She's one person that she always knows everybody.
Running
She's
around.
like the female version of the Lakpo. She always contacts you for events and everything. So she's always your connect for anything. Tolu Lamidi,
Celebrate
thank you
you.
so
Happy
much.
birthday,
Happy
darling.
birthday. God bless you. Thank you again.
Thank you for coming.
God bless you. Have a fabulous weekend. Join Your View Pigeon tomorrow, 9 a.m.
tomorrow.
Don't miss it. See you Monday. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.